question for you. Serious question. Have you ever felt like that you just had to walk on eggshells around somebody? Just where you just never knew if I make a wrong move, it's going to blow up. Have you ever been constantly worried about how they will react to anything that you may say or do? Well, what if you're married to that person? Day in and day out, time after time. Well, all this season, it's my goal to help women who feel trapped in their lives, women who need to stand up and say, enough is enough. It's time to take your power back right here, right now. Take a look at these pictures. These are women who wrote to us for help, but they were too afraid of rocking the boat at home when their husbands forbid them to come to the show. Now, I hope they're watching. I want them to know they are not alone. Now, when I say you're not alone, one of the keys to being controlled and dominated is isolation. We are coming for you. If you're feeling alone, you're feeling lost, keep listening, keep watching, because we're going to show you some things, some options that you have at your control, at your fingertip. Now, the two wives you're about to meet are extremely brave. They are not, they're just absolutely said, I've had it. I'm not going to be bullied anymore. Take a look.
My husband controls every aspect of my life, where I go, what I do, who I talk to.
My husband calls me the F word, whore.
My husband calls me stupid, fat.
He might be annoyed by something I said, and he'll say, I'll just dig a hole and bury you.
I feel trapped every day. I feel like I'm in a prison cell.
My husband has his own cupboards that have food in it that's only for him.
We can't have anything in that cupboard. This kind is just his. This is the kind that everybody can use.
I gave my children some orange juice, and he told me that I didn't have any right giving his stuff away. I told him, you know, it's only orange juice. He told me to shut my effing mouth and called me a stupid, walked out the door.
My 3-year-old uses some pretty bad words. He'll say, oh, hey, he called my mom a. If I want any money, I have to ask my husband. I have no access to even a $5 bill without his permission. The checking accounts, savings accounts, the cars are in his name only. He has total financial control.
Well, right now I don't have any in there. I have change, though. I could go get a gallon of milk.
If he puts gas in my car, he only puts the amount that he thinks I will need to go where I need to go and come back, so that I won't have any extra gas to go other places. I think I'm afraid to stand up to him now because it's just not worth the fight afterwards. I want my kids to grow up to think it's okay
To laugh in the house.
My husband has threatened me that if I leave him, he'll take the kids.
I do believe that he would take him just to punish me.
I just cope by trying to stay numb. I don't feel anything.
My husband is verbally abusive on a daily basis, and I'm scared. I don't say anything because I'm afraid of what he's going to do, whether he's going to yell or throw something at me. I'm feeling nervous about doing the interview at my house. My husband doesn't know about it, so I'm meeting the crew at a secret location. I first realized my husband was verbally abusive when we were dating. We were driving in the car. We had an argument, and he told me to shut up. After that, my husband bought me a diamond ring, and now he says I'm bought and paid for. I went on with the relationship because he said he would change. When I found out I had a note on my liver, my husband said I better have enough money for medical bills. My youngest son doesn't like my husband at all. When we were dating, my son said it's either him or me, and I picked my husband. It's just so frustrating. My husband said I couldn't take my son on a family vacation, and I just said okay because I didn't want to cause a confrontation. I'm angry at how he's treated my children and myself, but I won't leave because I'm afraid what he might do.
Okay. Now, you two have not met before today, right? No. So you don't know each other, you haven't shared your lives, but I wanted you up here for one reason from the very beginning. You can't be alone and deal with what you're dealing with, okay? You felt alone, you felt isolated, and I want you to make a new friend right now. That's why I wanted you two to meet each other, because you've got some commonalities that you wish you didn't have, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
What did you think watching your life profiled on television there? As you watch the tape piece, it gives you some objectivity from it. What did you think about that?
It made me feel horrible.
Tell me.
Because it's not just me that lives that every day. It's my children too. And I should just take them and go.
And why don't you?
I believe I can't do it on my own. He's told me for 11 years I can't. I'm too stupid, and I believe it.
Yeah. So let me get this right. He says to you, shut your effing mouth, you stupid bitch, in front of the children.
Yes,
Okay, you have 3 children.
I have 3.
And he does this in front of your children. What do you think that does to the children?
Well, they mimic his behavior.
Yeah.
My
Do-
3-year-old says stuff like that all the time.
Your 3-year-old has said to you, I don't like you, you effing bitch. That's your 3-year-old has said that to you. And what's your husband do when he sees that?
He laughs.
He laughs. That's funny. He thinks that's funny. He won't even give you $5 for groceries, right? I mean, it's to the point that he's totally controlling you with money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Why
he
are you
doesn't.
here? Why did you come here today? You didn't come here just to tell this story.
Well, 2 reasons. I have a friend who just got in a relationship like a year ago, and her boyfriend is, the same way. And I really want other people to know that it happens on a daily basis.
So you're here to save the world.
No, I can't save the world. I can't even save myself.
Does this have a ring to you as you're hearing this, Elaine? I mean, really?
Yes.
How do you feel when your husband, your life partner, the person that you've committed to and you're going to share your trip through this world, and believe me, this is no dress rehearsal. You're going through this world together. You find a spot on your liver and he says, well, I hope you got the money to pay for it, lady, because I'm not. What do you say to yourself when you hear that? What do you say at night when you go to bed and pull the covers up around your neck and think, I may have cancer, I could be dying, my liver could be contaminated, and my husband just said, well, I hope you got the money for it. What do you say to yourself at night when that has happened to you?
That I'm really alone, that I'm on my own. Even though I'm in a marriage, he's not going to be there for me.
This is not okay. What's happening here is not okay. There are women all across America. There are women in this audience that are living the same life you're living. And I'm telling you, it's not okay. And you know what? Someday you're going to look back and go, oh my God, what was I thinking? Why did I put up with that? What is wrong with me? I want that day to be today. Okay? I want that day to be today. Today we're talking about bullied wives who are ready, they say, to make a change. Now, Elaine's husband doesn't even know she's here. And your husband, Kathy, said, if you go, your stuff's going to be in the yard when you get back.
Yes, he did.
Well, that just saves you having to carry it out there, doesn't it? I mean, I'm sorry, but look, first off, let me say this. We've talked to you both a lot about the idea of being a powerful woman. The idea of having dignity and respect is not about going back and being macho and getting nose to nose with some husband that's already shown, in my opinion, abusive traits. because that's a good way to get your teeth knocked out. You know, men are generally bigger and stronger. When I say confront, it's not about confronting the person nose to nose and being all macho and tough about it. What it's about is taking back control in your life. Now, am I saying that you should throw this relationship away? I don't know. Let me ask you a few questions. I believe that anytime you're in a relationship, you have to ask yourself, what's the cost here? What's the cost of being in this relationship? If the cost is higher than you can afford to pay, without winding up emotionally bankrupt, without losing yourself, if you have to stop being Kathy, if you have to stop being Elaine in order to be half of this couple, is the price too high? So I'm asking you first, Kathy, is the price you're having to pay to stay in this relationship too high?
Yeah, it is.
Is it too high for your children?
It's way too high for my children.
Can you envision being away from this man?
Not really. I've been with him for a long time, and I was never really on my own. I got with him when I was 19. I've never really done it on my own, so.
You don't have confidence in yourself,
I have none.
in your ability to do that. Why is it so painful? Why is it so painful for you to say that?
Because I used to have confidence. I used to think I was pretty. I used to think I was smart. But after 11 years of hearing I'm not, it's hard to believe that I could be.
So at 11 years, you're just beaten down, right? Where do you think your children will be after 18 years of that same browbeating, undermining, demeaning treatment? If you're here at 11 years and you started out as a free-thinking adult, where do you think these children will be?
That's why I'm here, for my children. Because you can see the damage that's already done.
If you don't take care of those children's mother, then you can't protect them. Is this the dream you had when you got married?
No.
Tell me what the dream was.
Well, the knight, shining armor coming off to, lovingly take me away and have a happy family and be able to do things together.
I have said before, and I believe this to the core of my soul, I would rather be healthy alone than sick with somebody else. I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, when you think about that honestly, I would rather be sitting alone under a bridge in a cardboard box by myself, being my own best friend, than I would be living in a controlling situation. How about you?
Yes,
But based on results, that's not true.
that's correct.
And your husband doesn't know you're here. So I assume he doesn't sit around and watch the Dr. Phil show.
No.
But if you watch this, I'd be happy to chat with you. Okay? I'd be happy to chat with you about this whole thing.
Mine does watch the Dr. Phil show.
Yeah, so he's going to see this. How can he watch this show and do what he's doing? Does he just not process very well?
He thinks he's justified in it. It's his life.
He thinks he's justified.
It's his house, it's his money, and he should be able to do it his way, period.
Well, he certainly can. But by the strength and grace of God, he would do it without me if I were you. It's just that simple. You have to make a decision. And, people say, well, did I come here to have somebody tell me that my marriage needs to end? I don't know whether it needs to or not. But as it is right now, this is not a marriage. This is an abusive, isolated situation that neither of you need to be in. And he won't even give you $5 for groceries, and he's going to put your stuff on the front yard? You've talked to Julie Ross, right? She's our producer. Let me tell you something. Julie Ross is a fighter. Julie Ross cares about the people that she works with, that she brings to this show. She's already been out finding you an apartment with Apartments.com if you want to get out of that situation and you go home and find your stuff on the yard. We didn't bring you here to tell you a story. We brought you here to give you power and change your life, and you don't have to go home. Okay? You've got friends that are here. You've got a new friend that you feel her pain, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
And you feel Elaine's pain, do you not? You two need to, I mean, you really become each other's new best friend. Understand that you may need some strength and support, but this is not okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep talking. We're going to talk about some other situations. I'm going to talk to you people in the audience as well about this today, because it's about taking control of your own life back. I want you to listen. I want you to turn this over in your mind. And as we come later in the show, I'm going to ask you what you think you deserve and what you think you need to do in your life. But I want you to listen to everything else that goes on the rest of this show. We're talking with wives who feel their husbands bully them and want to learn how to stand up for themselves. Now, Joan's husband, James, is said to be so controlling and manipulative, he only allows her to shower on certain days. That's just the beginning. Take a look.
My husband is very controlling. I can't stand up to him. I'm afraid of what he'll say if I say something the wrong way, or what he'll do. He only allows me to have a shower every other day. He says if I want to take a shower every day, it's because I've had sex with someone else. If I try to sneak to take a shower, he'll check the tub, check the shower curtain, make sure it's not wet.
I don't think there's anything wrong with our relationship, but I'm a little possessive.
Okay. My husband is so jealous that I have to call him when I leave somewhere. He times me for everything, how long it takes me to get from point A to point B. If I leave work a couple minutes later than usual, the ride home is horrible knowing what he's gonna say.
I went to her work one time at this one motel, and I've seen her flirting with the guests and all that, and that was making me really suspicious.
My husband constantly is on me about losing weight.
If she loses weight, I'll be more content and a lot more loving husband.
If I lose weight, it's gonna cause worse. Then he'll accuse me of losing weight to impress somebody else. So what's the point? He would never let me wear this because it has a hole in the back. I'm not allowed to wear a dress because I could stop somewhere real fast and have sex with someone. I have not been allowed to wear makeup since my wedding day. He smells these as soon as I come home to see if they smell like sex.
Deep down in my soul, I think she will do something since it's happened to me before.
This total control by my husband has been going on for at least 3 years now. He's always asking my 2-year-old daughter what I've done that day. He'll look at our cell phone bills, he'll look at mine to make sure the numbers are numbers he knows. If it's a number he doesn't know, he'll call it and see what it is.
I don't know what goes on in her mind, and sometimes I don't trust her.
He expects me to have sex with him 2 or 3 times a day, and if I don't, he just accuses me of getting it from somebody else.
Sometimes at night I can lay my hand on her and I just feel a vibe that she's done something wrong.
My husband will not allow me to be outside unless he's with me. He would say I was bending over and someone saw me. He gets to go fishing, he has friends. I do not get to go anywhere. What hurts me most now is because of my daughter. When she gets older, is she gonna have to take a shower every other day? Is she gonna have to have certain clothes laid out to wear? There are days where I want to just take off. I'm 26 and I don't think I can deal with this for 30 years.
Well, we're going to meet James later, but first I wanted to talk to you, Joan, alone. What is this doing to you at this point? I mean, how does this affect you on a day-to-day basis?
It hurts. I don't know why he does the things he does. If I ask him, he'll just get mad and yell. He'll yell in front of our daughter. It doesn't matter. And then the fact that he's pulled my daughter into it is even the worst.
And you've been married how long?
4 years.
Okay, now I want you to imagine that it's 10 years from now. It's the year 2015. and you're now 36 years old. You've been putting up with this for 10 years, and we're sitting here talking about this. And your life has been exactly as it is now for the last 10 years, except your daughter has endured it as she gets older and more able to comprehend what's going on. She's been impacted by it. How are you going to feel sitting here 10 years from now, having put up with this for the last decade?
I don't think I can. I don't want to put up with it anymore. I would feel 10 times worse than what I do now, and I can't feel any worse than what I do now.
Well, what are you waiting for? Is there a point at which you say, that's it? I'm not going to do this anymore? Is there a point where you say, I would rather be happy alone than sick with him? I mean, either get your head right, or you're gonna miss me. Is there something that's keeping you from saying, I deserve better than this? I am innocent, I am honest, I am a good mother, I have been devoted to this marriage, and I am being treated like a criminal. Is there a reason that you're willing to accept that?
No, I don't. I just want him to understand how I feel, and I can't tell him how I feel because he'll accuse me of something totally off the wall.
Well, let's just add him to this conversation, okay? Would you like to add him to the conversation? Yes. We're talking to wives who say they feel bullied by their husbands today. Now, Joan's husband, James, is said by Joan to be so manipulative and controlling that he tells her when she can shower, what she can wear, and he has to know where she is at all times. Now, James has been listening backstage. All right, so what's up with this? Is she telling the truth?
She's just saying all this to be on this show. She can take a shower whenever she wants to.
Really?
Yeah.
So why would you say that about him?
He tells me when I can. He will tell me every other day. It's my day. That's what he will say.
That's what she says.
It's my day. Because I've got used to it for so long. It's my day.
Be honest about it. Are you suspicious of her?
I am being honest.
Are you suspicious of her?
No. Well, sometimes, yeah. When I see her doing stuff like that motel where she worked at, I was there when she was doing stuff.
What did he see you doing?
I don't know, probably talking to a customer or a guest.
Flirting with them.
He thinks if you're talking, he
No.
probably thinks I'm flirting with you.
Yeah.
Talking to you, any other man.
Do you think she's flirting with me?
Nope.
What if you spend 20 years worrying that she's going to cheat on you and she never does? At the end of 20 years, aren't you going to look back and go, well, I spent 20 years like this and she never did anything. I could have been living, loving, and laughing the whole time instead of being worried and checking the shower curtain every day. Instead of saying you can't wear a dress, you could have quick sex, and putting pressure and stress on her. I mean, wouldn't it be terrible if you spent all of that time and energy and effort and she never cheated on you and didn't want to cheat on you? Wouldn't you have cheated yourself out of a lot of peace of mind and joy in relationship with Joan?
Yes, I would have.
Don't you just want to be peaceful and relax in your own home?
Yes, I would.
You don't strike me as somebody that I would generally refer to as real psychological minded. You probably don't put a lot of stock in the kind of thinking that I'm offering.
No, I don't.
No. Well, that should tell you I'm at least fairly good because I read that. Yeah. I read that. If I was willing to arrange some help for y'all privately, just the two of you to sit down and try to kind of work out a plan where you weren't feeling so smothered and you weren't feeling so threatened, would you participate in that?
Yes, I would.
I mean, if I got you, I'm talking about counseling, the big C word. I'm talking about counseling here, where you sit down with somebody privately, and I'll arrange it and I will pay for it to help you get comfortable and help you feel some sense of freedom. Would you participate in that? And would you participate in that? And you'll let us know how that's going?
Yes.
All right, and give him credit, because he doesn't put much stock in this kind of thing, and he ain't a big Dr. Phil show junkie, but he is here.
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah, I'm here.
You
know.
were willing to come,
Yep.
and I give you that. I mean, I really do. And I think that may be as much owing to the fact that you've probably never seen this show as it is.
I watched it a couple of times.
A couple times, and he still.
I watched it yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, Monday. Let me know.
I'm gonna scope this boy out before I go down there. All right.
I cannot for the life of me understand why women stay in those abusive relationships, especially when children are involved.
My husband explodes. He'll come home and he'll scream.
My name is David. I have been an abusive husband and father for many years. 4 months ago, my wife left me. I know my wife is still fearful of me, and I don't know how to help her to get over it.
Well, we're talking about wives that feel trapped by their husbands, controlling and bullying ways. What you just saw are a few comments from our studio audience. Now, I want to talk to David, who made the last comment on the tape. Now, David, tell me, you said, I want to help my wife get over the abuse that you've done in the past, right?
Yes.
All right, so tell me about what is it she needs to get over? What's the abuse that took place, in your opinion?
Well, I verbally abused my children and my wife.
When you say verbal abuse, when you say to the wife and kids, and I'm not wanting to dig up all the old history, but what are you talking about?
No, you know,
would you yell? Would you scream? Would you cuss? Would you dominate? What would you do?
Everything you just said. I would yell, I would scream, I would cuss, I would accuse her of things, I would call her stupid. The kids were involved with that. It was just part of my life that I did. I knew it was wrong, but I did not know how to change it.
So you understand what Kathy and Elaine were talking about when they were sitting up here describing
I understand.
their relationships, because they could have been talking about you.
In some instances, yes.
Yeah. Why should she give this another shot? What's happened to you the best predictor of future behavior is relevant past behavior. You want to know what somebody's going to do tomorrow, see what they did yesterday. And that's the best predictor we have in psychology. It's not all the tests, it's not all that. You want to know what somebody's going to do tomorrow, see what they did today and yesterday. Exactly. So the best predictor is that you're going to do the same thing you did before. Why should she think otherwise?
Well, since she left me, I sought help, professional help. I have been seeing somebody for twice a week for the past over 4 months now. I'm doing a lot of reading. I feel I have the tools now to stop my anger. The stress was making me angry, and I would take it out on them. I have reconciled with my children. I have reconciled with my family, and my wife is just too fearful of me to even talk with a counselor together to see if we can work something out. Even if we don't get back together, she needs to get better. I mean, she needs to get better.
Because she's damaged.
Exactly.
She's wounded.
Exactly.
By
me.
By your acts and your abuses that took place.
That's correct.
We're talking to women who feel bullied by the men that they, at least at one time in their life, loved. They are far from being alone. We receive thousands and thousands of emails on this topic. And not only do I want the women here on the show today to change their lives, but all of you at home that have found yourself in these women's situations. How long did you abuse your wife, mentally and verbally? How long do you?
Well, we were together for 23 years.
23 years. Yeah. And you've been getting some professional help for 4 months.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not suggesting that you need to put in 23 years of therapy to offset the 23 years of the bad acts. nor am I suggesting that all the problems in the marriage were yours. Everybody has some ownership in this. But I can tell you, as a professional, the last thing I would do would be to try to get your wife and you in a therapy session together. And that's what you're suggesting, that you would like her to come with you to talk to your counselor so he can vouch for you and tell you he is working on this. He's identified some issues, he's changed. He's a different person than you were with 4 months ago. That would be helpful if he did that. But I can tell you, she ain't gonna do that. And she should not do that. If you truly want to see this rekindled and some change come, what you need to do is not attempt to control the situation. What you need to do is say, it would help me if you would talk to this professional here. You don't have to tell me what's said. He doesn't have to tell me what's said, but it would help you, right? It would help you to know that she at least has all the evidence in front of her that they have this person's opinion. My advice to anybody that's in a relationship like you two are in, like you and your wife had, is in relationships, there are some things that are just drop-dead deal breakers. They're just deal breakers. Drug addiction, alcoholism, mental, physical, verbal abuse, those are deal breakers. You don't stay in a relationship in that situation. And you don't return to a relationship in that situation unless and until an independent, objective, trained professional tells you it is safe to do so, that you can predict that this is going to be different than it was before. And I'm just not very tolerant of that. I think what you need to do is ask her as a gift and a favor that you don't deserve, if she would talk to this person, because if nothing else, it would give you the peace of mind of knowing that she's talked to someone that may have the ability to guide her in a way to heal wounds that you may have opened. If she's willing to do that and begins to find some strength in that and find some forgiveness in that, then she may begin to feel differently about you. I think the other thing you have to do is demonstrate a patience, a willingness to surrender control and not say, okay, I've gotten some help, so you need to get in there and figure out how to forgive me. Because she's going to hear that as control. She's heard all that she wants to hear. She needs to see you live a anger-free life. She needs to hear and see you live in a way that respects her individuality and treat her with dignity and respect. And that may take some time. But I can tell you the best way to kill this whole thing is try to set up a joint session. Because she's going to hear manipulation and control and dominance. She will run from that, and well, she should. Now, that's my 2 cents worth. You tell your counselor what I said, and then you do exactly what that counselor suggests. Because that person, he or she is working with you on a regular basis, has your history, not me, but I'm telling you, after 30 years, last thing I'd try to do is get her in a room with you. Because I think that won't work. What do you want to do? You said this relationship is costing you more than you can afford to pay. The question is, are you ready and willing to say, enough is enough? Are you really ready to say, I refuse to live this way anymore? This is no dress rehearsal, guys. This is it. I mean, take it from me. You know, as you get a little longer in the tooth, you start counting those days. And you got to decide at what point you're going to stand up and say, I will not take this anymore. If you've been watching this show and you're on either side of a tense relationship, you're either the one making all the noise or you're the one catching all the grief, step back and ask yourself what you're creating in your life. If you're somebody that's controlling and dominating your partner, if you think for 1 minute that they're okay with that or that that's going to get you what you want, I guarantee you you're wrong. If you even have a parent-child relationship in your life where you're the parent and you treat your spouse like a child, Just take a look at what happens with teenagers. They grow up and what do? They rebel. And you're setting yourself up for failure if you do that. It doesn't work, hasn't ever worked, and isn't going to work. We all get to a point where we say, that's enough, I'm not going to take that. Are you at that point?
Yeah.
I mean, are you really?
Yeah, I'm at the point where I'm angry, I'm hurt, and I'm done.
Are you worried about losing your husband? Or are you worried about losing who you wish your husband was? And isn't that two very different things? Are you worried about losing the guy that calls you names and demeans you in front of your children? Or are you worried about losing who you wish he had been when you married him?
I'm worried about losing who I want him to be.
But that's not who he is.
It's not who he is.
Let me tell you, life's about truth. We'll see if you're there. I'm offering you help. I'm offering you professional help. I'm even offering you logistics help. I'm offering you housing if necessary, so you don't have to go home another day in your life. You're here with your children, right? You don't have to go home. If you don't want to go back into that situation where he browbeats you for coming here and asking for help, you don't even have to go home. We will make arrangements for you to support and help you. You think about that. How about you? You going to put up with this for the rest of your life?
I don't think so.
Oh.
No. Ooh, I know. No, I'm ready for a change, Dr. Phil. I need to make a change for my children and myself.
Would y'all like to follow these stories and find out what happens? May we do that? May we stay with y'all and see what happens? All right, we will do that. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.